Hi! Hope everyone's doing good today. I'm doing good. So, I was watching Our Pagan Opinions and I came across their abortion week or whatever. So, I was watching Karaseen's video, which I thought was great. I think she makes a lot of really great points. And then there was a video response that I watched that was from... Darn. Give me a second. It was from another girl, and she made a lot of really good points too. And I don't know. I just want to talk about how I personally feel about it, and I just want to put it with them. It's kind of have things that I agree with both of them, but it's not really to jump into their conversation or anything, but just I want to share my personal views on abortion. So, I personally am pro-choice, all the way, no question whatsoever. I believe in pro-choice. I believe that we, as women, should have the choice. Now, I think that a lot comes with that choice. Let's see where to start. So, there was a good point made that, we as human beings are natural. And I really like that. That's how I feel about it too. I don't think that it's unnatural to have an abortion. And I mean, it is, the girl says it's a whole other video subject, and it kind of is, but I just want to touch on it a little bit more, which is that I think that there's a great, it saddens me, and I think that it's kind of a sickness of the human spirit to see ourselves as so separate from everything, and especially nature. It's like, you are a part of nature, whether you're being destructive or, constructive. You are a part of nature, and what you do is natural. Really, it is. And it brought me to a thought of, because there was a comment, I don't know who it was by, but it was just that she said, well, I've always felt like humanity was kind of like a cancer on the earth. And I can totally understand. And I've said that same thing, because there's a lot of really big similarities between the way humans are acting right now and cancer. They're called free radicals. It's when one little part of the big picture goes off and starts doing its own thing. And starts doing its own thing and forming its own stuff, and they start to not work together. Obviously, they go against each other. And that's kind of how society is. I mean, when you take trees and you take natural things and you jumble them up and make them into cities or whatever, you can even see from the earth it looks like a tumor, but I still don't think that we're that bad. I mean, what comes to my mind is like, yeah, sure, we are being very destructive to the way that things are right now in the world and in nature, but I don't think that that's reason for us to think that we are so separate from nature, because sure, you can see where we've been and we've deforested, but there are other natural things that have the destructive role too. I mean, I think right now the Smoky Mountains are totally being eaten up by a beetle. The forest is dying. Is that beetle unnatural? Is that a cancerous beetle? No. I mean, and really, realistically, in the bigger picture, if we could see the bigger picture, some might say that that's a natural part, and even though it is not the prettiest thing to see in ugly forests sometimes, that it has its role in life of that area in the big picture, kind of like forest fires. The forest burns, it's ugly for a few years, but it is needed to fertilize the ground so that a healthier forest can grow later on. So that kind of leads me, or this thought kind of leads me into one of my next thoughts, which kind of ties back more into abortion, which was that we are human beings, and one of the hardships about being a human being is the fact that, we are conscious, and not only are we conscious, but we have more advantage physically than other animals to do more things. And with that also comes an awareness of right and wrong, our moral standpoint, and you know, being a human being comes with a lot of responsibility, just as it is. We have power to make choices, to be able to foresee that things could go this way or this way, and see the bigger picture, and be able to do so much with our own selves. Now, I don't think that just because we have these abilities that we are unnatural. Now, more into the abortion thing. So, I know that women have been using herbs and herbal concoctions for thousands of years to gotta have my pookie pie. For thousands of years, Don Quay, if you get inseminated and you, within the first 2 weeks, if you take high concentrations of that, it will induce a period. Now, that may not be the same approach as surgically removing a fetus, but it's the same concept. You already got inseminated and you are going, oh, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to follow through with this. There are natural ways to go about it. So is that, you know, I'm curious to see how people feel about that. Is it right to use herbs but not right to use surgery? I think they're both still stemming from the fact that we as human beings know how to utilize our environment to affect our own lives, you know? So, darn, I just had a thought leave my brain. Darn. Oh, and so then the morale of it. Now I can understand, and I can agree with, I can say this much. I've met women that have been greatly affected by a single abortion, and I have met other women that have had several abortions, and were kind of like, it still was like in their heart, but they could put it out of their mind pretty easily. And then I've met other women that it really is no sweat off their back. Like, they don't even second guess it. They don't think, they don't have guilt, they don't have remorse. I mean, really, women are very diverse, and it's a personal thing. And to say whether or not it's right or wrong for an abortion in general, I mean, if you get to know me... What's wrong? If you get to know me... She just don't want me to talk, that's it. You want to talk on the video? What was I saying? If you get to know me... Oh. You're just messing with me, Veda. I believe that it's circumstantial, and I feel this way about most things. You can't just make a general, this is right or this is wrong. It's circumstantial. It really depends on the person, on the situation, and on them. And I stand by pro-choice because I think that we should always have the choice. We're human beings. We are given by birth this choice, and I don't think that we as people have the right to tell another person that they don't have that right that they were born with. It's ingrained in you to be able, you have the ability, we as people know how to do it. We have the choice, as far as I'm concerned. Now, the morale behind it, I mean, you know, I just recently had a baby, obviously you can hear it, she's my first, and I'll be quite honest, I didn't think I was going to have her. I mean, I greatly considered having an abortion due to my circumstances. Now, I'm not going to go into the details as to why I considered that so heavily, but I had family members too that thought that that, you know, really was the right thing to do. Now, in my heart, I considered it, and I decided that I wanted to pursue and carry on with the pregnancy. Now, that was just me. You know, had I for some reason had the feeling in my gut that I did not want to do that, or that I wasn't ready, you bet I would have done it and had no shame about it, you know, and not really, I mean, and that kind of leads me into another thought, which is that had I gotten the abortion, I personally wouldn't have just had it been no sweat, you know, it would have affected me, but, you know, I would have done it respectfully. I would have acknowledged. It's like, how the Native Americans approached killing a buffalo for meat, and not that this is really, I mean, whatever. They utilized every part. They showed the utmost respect that they possibly could to that animal in that circumstance. And if you gotta do what you gotta do what you gotta do. You know? And ideally, I would say the best thing you could do if you gotta do that is do it with respect for what could have been and for what you are giving up, you know? Have a little time or a little ceremony. We are on our pagan opinions. Have a ritual or something for you to acknowledge what could be and what you're giving up, you know? And that even still is a personal choice. I mean, I'm sure some women don't, and that's fine, you know, but I'm just talking about me personally. And I also think that there is something to be said for you as a woman, or me as a woman. If I don't feel ready, or I feel like for whatever reason I'm not ready to do this isn't a good thing, I don't want this to happen, that's significant. I don't think that should be discredited. I mean, yes, you must give credit to the fact that there is a natural process and there is a life that could happen, and you know, that is that, but you are also you, and you are on your spiritual path. And you need to do what's right for you, too. That should not be, you know, discredited. That's why I, you know, believe that we have a choice. That, and you as a woman are, like I said, are a powerful creature. Being a human being is not easy. Sometimes you have to make hard decisions, you know, and you've been given that power. That is yours to make that decision, so long as another human being does not take that away from you. So that's how I feel about it. I'm a little scatterbrained, been a little distracted, but just wanted to throw out a few thoughts that came. Oh my god, Corey, my cat just started puking. Gotta go. Bye.